Hello and welcome to all you Capricorns. Welcome to your, not monthly, but yearly forecast for the sign of Capricorn of 2014. And I will have a look at mainly the slower planets, so the outer planets from Jupiter up until Pluto. And especially your ruler as well, of course, which is Saturn. And so I'm not going into the Mercury retrograde. It's not that important for you. I'm going to cover that up in the monthly horoscopes and also for the eclipses. But what is the most important for you? It's Pluto, of course. I think it's Pluto is the slowest planet. And it is in your sign, so it's in Capricorn. It's really demanding a lot of change for the Capricorns. And especially those Capricorns who have planets now between 8 up until, let's say, 13, 14 degrees, even maybe 15 degrees of Capricorn, because Uranus is involved with this Pluto. Pluto is a planet that really demands to transform, that really demands to be you and to be very, very all about you. And that's not a bad thing. But if we are really pretending that we're someone else, it can become a very difficult thing. And Uranus is actually every now and then, it is actually adding to this transformative energy, because Uranus wants freedom. Uranus doesn't want any chains around them. So it squares up to Pluto, and it means Uranus squares up to your sign as well. So huge opportunity to liberate yourself from whatever you want to liberate yourself. But also it means that it demands quite some courage to do that. Now, I know that most Capricorns do have a lot of courage, and they are not afraid of hard times coming up. And I'm not saying that it's going to be hard times for you. These are general horoscopes, but the flavor is in 2014 transformation. Still, the flavor is becoming more true to yourself. The flavor is heading towards a life that has more meaning, that is very true, and that is very much about what you are all about. And 2014 is the year, because a faster planet is acting like a slow planet during 2014, and that is Mars. Mars is really going to activate that Pluto and that Uranus for about the first 7 months of the year. It's doing it now already in December. And what does it all mean to you? Well, very clearly in astrology you have different houses, what we call houses, and every house is an area of life. Like the first house, it is you, the 7th house is the other person, and so on. There are 12 houses. Now, there is something what we call the key houses, the key areas of our life. Not that other houses are not important, but it means it's the foundations of a person, which is you, the first house, which is your roots and your core and your home life. It's the 4th house, which is your work, the 10th house, and the 7th house, your relationship. So, and even if you are single, it means what you want from a relationship. So actually all these houses are activated in 2014. I mean, on the long term, it means a very important year for all Capricorns. So because the key areas of life, coincidence or not, the 1st, the 4th, the 7th and the 10th are in the picture. So it means a huge demand for assert yourself, for showing yourself who you are. And it's all, I think, for a big part of the Capricorns, it can have to do with work, because you're going to have Mars there in your 10th house of work and your social status, if you like. Mars is going to be there as from January up to July, so in that 10th house. Mars is actually where we put our energy in. So you're going to put your energy in that piece of your chart upstairs out there where everyone can see you. So if you're out of a job, you're going to put a tremendous amount of energy to get a job, and you probably will have that new job that you desire, because Mars is our desires and what we want to do and what we want to act upon. For other people, it will mean they already have a job and they're going to put a lot of effort in their job, and they're going to show who they are in that job. So watch out that you're not stepping on toes of other people, of colleagues, or making it into a competition. But I don't think you will do that, because you're a Capricorn. I mean, you do want to get what you want, but you are one of the wisest sign of the zodiac, so I think you are aware of that, that if you are going to have an ego conflict, no one is really, you're not really winning anything. So it can cause a bit of conflict at if you're working with other people in a negative way. In a positive way, it can mean that you are going to put a tremendous amount of energy into work, and of course because of that you're going to succeed. You are going to climb that stage, which is very important for Capricorns. This is your ruler is Saturn, which is a slow planet, and you are stepping on higher levels slowly but surely. And we all know that if growth comes not with peaks but strongly, slowly but surely, it will last. And that is actually what a lot of Capricorns are doing at the moment. Of course, with Mars there, having so much busyness, especially the first part of the year when it comes to work, it can mean that maybe at home your family is getting frustrated with you because you are too much spending time at work, or being a workaholic, not an alcoholic, I hope, but workaholic isn't any better, you know. It can be very destructive as well. And so that you are trying, with Uranus there in the 4th house, the planet of liberation and the planet of sudden shifts, you can prepare for shifts at home work level as well. You know, as I said, it's all the important areas of your life, and now I'm going to look at them one by one. So with Uranus in the 4th, it can mean that there is restlessness at home, or maybe because you work so hard, or maybe you have to move because of your work, or maybe the person that you're with has to move because of work. So there's a lot of things happening at the home as well. Maybe not always that clearly, but it comes with peaks. Something happens at home and you've got to deal with it. With Uranus there, it's there to liberate you. It can also mean that you are going on another level, that you are going to liberate yourself from the past. And from the past, it could mean even your roots or family members that you are even now, that you say, okay, that happened to me earlier, I'm going to detach myself from that. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we have to detach ourselves from bad situations in order to be able to proceed. That could be the case for you Capricorns as well, with family members or with situations from the past that you really have to cut yourself off from. Because that's the only way. There's no other way of helping you to liberate yourself and to go on with your life. Could be the case as well. With Uranus squaring up to your ascendant, if you have an ascendant around those degrees in Capricorn, like, you know, around 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 degrees, 15, 16 degrees, you will have Uranus squaring up to your ascendant. So it means that you're totally changing, that you can act very differently, and then other people say, what the hell are you doing? You can attract very different people in your life that you thought that you would never attract before, and being attracted to people who are a bit weird or who are a bit different than you, but actually they are showing you and helping you to transform yourself. And having Jupiter in your 7th house up until July is still a huge opportunities for you people who are single and who are still looking for someone, because Jupiter means expansion. So you can really bump into a Jupiterian kind of person who's really having good intentions with you. So be open for that. If you are in a relationship, it can become even better. If you are in a bad relationship, it can mean that you are going to end it, but that both of you will have peace with that, and therefore you are going to meet other people in your life. So as from July, Jupiter shifts into your 8th house, so it's going to be the second part of 2014 is going to be the expansion that you will be getting will be of doing more psychological research of who you are all about, and mostly what is a taboo in your life. You know, everyone has this different taboos. For the one, it can be in your relationship, it's taboo because you were hurt, or for another person it could be a job, or for another person it could be having children, or so whatever is a taboo for you, there is an opportunity to see it in a different point of view with Jupiter there in your 8th house. For other people it can mean a heritage coming on. It can mean gaining more money from maybe from the person that you're with, or maybe tax refund would be nice as well. So it is really gaining more trust of others, and you are trusting others more during the second part of your life of 2014. There is more an opportunity to do that. And this is really, really nice. Now Saturn, your ruler, is for the whole year still in that 11th house. 11th house is not the most difficult house, but for some Capricorns it will be different and difficult to change their aspirations. And I think that's the biggest thing, because Capricorns need a plan. They need a plan. And if plan A isn't working, then plan B might be working, or plan C or D, etc. So you need to make a plan for 2014, and you need to structure it. That is good for you, because that is what this reflects, the Saturn in your 11th house. So, and it may be that your plans are diminishing, that it's just, you know, maybe in the beginning of the year you had 10 plans and now you only have one, but that very one is good because you're going to have the responsibility to get it into action and to deal with it. For some of you have a known company or work for yourself, it could mean that you are going to work a bit harder to earn money, because Saturn restricts the revenues that you get from your own creative job that you have, or from your own business. But it can simply mean that you are going to, or it can mean that you are going to change your friend cycle. That you say, I'm shifting my friend cycle, I had 50 friends and now I only have 3. Actually, that's not a bad thing. It means it is needed to make that shift. And Saturn is really making everything into an elixir, and making it more precious, and making it more suiting to you, and making it as a commitment. So you're going to commit yourself to friends or new friends. You're going to end up friendships, and don't be sad about that either, because it means that there is new stuff coming in with you, and it is normal with having Pluto in your sign that you are changing so much, and that other people not becoming aligned with you anymore. Doesn't mean to say they're bad people, but just it's different, and you need new friends. You need or you need to clear out a couple of friends. That's what Saturn in your 11th house is all about. As I said, for other people, it's their new aspirations, it's new goals for the future. So certainly a good thing. Neptune there in your 3rd house, I think is working very well for you because it's sextiling your sign. So for some of you, with Neptune in the 3rd house, I don't know if you work through communication, through internet, or through things that you do that has to do with your work. It's good to network and to try to do that in an organic way. So don't try to force too much into your communication sector. So in other words, if you are planning very well, but not in that kind of sector, don't plan too much when it considers your communication. Try to be compassionate with your words, because that is what Neptune is trying to learn you in that 3rd house. It's showing compassion and understanding on a very mercurial brain level almost, but understanding other people because of that. So I think I said the most when it comes to the planet. So again, a big emphasis on transformation. Take that time to do the big transformations, because a lot of Capricorns are having the whole thing changing, as I explained, with those key areas of their life being aspected. It's no strange that everything comes at the same time for you Capricorns, but you can deal with that because Capricorn is a real strong sign. So and it's really important for you to assert yourself when it comes to work. If you are the kind of person, the kind of Capricorn that hasn't been content or satisfied with work, it's now the time to change that. Certainly the beginning of 2014. Take that more seriously and do the job and do the changes that you need to make there. And you will be way happier in the second part of 2014. So that is the most important thing. Wishing you all the best for 2014, and see you with the monthlies. Bye bye.